Helping Hands in Grief. What's it all about? It was launched by the Loud Leader Partnership, and on the line to tell me more is Ina McCrumlish.
Hello, how are you, Jerry?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for taking our call today. What is this all about?
Okay, Jerry. Well, it's just the Helping Hand in Grief initiative is just something that we've launched, for a slight gap that we saw and a need, in this COVID-19 times, which are unprecedented. And, in Drogheda alone, since the beginning of March to date, we have over 80 people have died from Drogheda, and we've 260 who died in County Louth. Not all COVID related, but they are deaths that have happened in our county. So dying in COVID-19 is dying in unprecedented times, and we feel that, our Irish culture is steeped in traditions of honouring a person's life when they pass away. The Irish are known for our wakes. We're known for the way we gather and support one another in that difficult time. And we're remembered for the way we recall a memory of a person in that period of mourning. And the way we mourn, it's the very part of our very fabric, and the importance of our faith and how we respect that in the burying of a loved one and the funeral. So COVID-19 really eradicates all of those practices and traditions, because people can't attend funerals.
Yes.
They can't actually get out to actually, to offer comfort. They cannot attend mass or the burial. They in some cases can't even get out to get a mass card. So it's very difficult both for the family who are in mourning and the friends and the neighbours. So we're offering a service called a Helping Hand in Grief, where people, if they would like to put up a condolence on the RIP website for a loved one, they just pick up the phone and we will do it for them, because not everybody in this town or in this county is computer literate.
Yes.
And not everyone has a computer in their homes, and not everyone who has a computer or a laptop in their home has internet access. And not everyone knows or feels confident to access a website, especially when they're in mourning. So we here in LLP can help you to put up your condolence for your friend or your neighbour or your loved one. And we can also print out your condolences for those who have experienced that personal loss and post them out to your address. And this list of condolences can be a source of great comfort for all to read, especially, for people to know in their grief when they're ready that there are people who physically can't be with them, but they are there with them, supporting them,
Give the numbers now, will you please, that people
I
can
will
ring.
indeed. So Rachel can be contacted on 087 3611956, and I can be contacted on 087 2955197. And our phones are on all the time. So if anyone wants to just make that call, we will take it from there and we will put up their condolence for them if they so wish to do so, and they don't have the internet access and would like someone to do it for them, and then they'll know it's done,
something, this is really good, because there are people and there is a gap there for sure. So we have the numbers. I'm just going to read them again, and we will have them off our usual contact numbers. If people ring in, we'll give them to you. It's 087 3611 956. That's for Rachel.
Yes.
And for Ina, it's 087 2955 197. Well, look, I think this is a real good thing by Loud Leader Partnership, and well done to you. And as I said, those numbers will be off the usual LMFM numbers, and I'll repeat them during the show today. Look, I just want to talk to you for a moment before you go, because yesterday I mentioned John Carlin, a business icon on Trinity Street in Drogheda, who passed away. Your own mum was Marie McCrumlish, another big business presence on Trinity Street, and you lost her lately, Ina.
Yeah, we just lost her 5.5 weeks ago. She died on the 29th of March, and she was in her 97th year, Jerry. So we minded her at home with private carers and the help of HSE carers, all of whom were wonderful. We absolutely adored her, and she was the centre of our everything. She didn't die, thank God, of COVID-19, but she got locked into the COVID-19 restrictions while in a palliative bed in Louth County Hospital on a medical ward. And then as a result of COVID-19 restrictions, visiting restrictions, that then suddenly turned into no visits at all. So to come to terms with that, I wrote letters, and we all wrote letters to her every day. And I drove down to Dundalk myself with the letters every day with a new bunch. And the nurses in Louth County Hospital were very kind and read the letters to her. I think not everyone is aware how hard COVID-19 is on nurses too. Like one experienced nurse told me that it took everything in her not to cry reading the letters, because nurses got to know her. Got to know her life by reading, in the written word, seeing in the written word how important she was to her adult children, her grandchildren. And in that reading, they as human beings can see the impact that patient has on the lives of other people. So I think COVID-19 brought that new reality to the hospital bedside. And the nurses also facilitated our FaceTime calls, which was also greatly appreciated. I left a mobile at her bedside and we'd arranged to call. And while it was brilliant to see her, Jerry, because we couldn't be with her, it was heartbreaking because her non-verbalness, which had increased in her dementia, was now more magnified on FaceTime. And it was hard watching her trying to touch us on the screen and then seeing on her face the confusion and the questioning look of what's happening. So when her mother entered the actively dying stage, having minded her to the age of 97, we could not be with her, or we could not sit or hold her hand or comfort her in her final hours. And we were not afforded that opportunity because of COVID-19. I got to see her for 40 minutes on the Saturday, the 28th of March, the day before she died, just because I begged to be let in. And I received a call then on that morning, on the Sunday, to actually tell me, that she had died. And, you're then left with that whole feeling of, oh my God, was there anybody with her? You're left in an absolute sea of grief is the only words that I can actually put onto it. And then what you have to then do then is, you go down and you collect her belongings, and you're just given 2 bags, of her belongings, and you walk into that empty car park, and there's no cars on the road and there's no people around. You just cannot imagine what that's actually like. So there's people going through a lot in this whole COVID-19, and even organising, a funeral by changing an undertaker. I got to bring my mother home, and this was a great source of comfort to have her back in her usual place. But there were no flowers at her funeral, but a neighbour gave us all the cherry blossoms from her tree to adorn her coffin. And only 4 of her 7 children could attend her funeral, along with 2 of her 8 grandchildren and her carer. But we walked behind the hearse, Jerry, down Trinity Street, and we were able to stop outside Foley's Pub, which was our home many years ago, and Jimmy and Geraldine are there now doing a wonderful job, and we were able to lay some flowers there just to honour 30 years of our life running that pub. So it was tough, and Father Barry did a wonderful job for us in that whole thing of just delivering that mass, and he was a great rock and a source of comfort because he lost his own mother in December, and he knew how hard that was. But in a burial, in a normal Irish burial, you go to a restaurant, you have a meal, you raise a glass, and you've all your friends around you. So by the time you get home, you're exhausted. But in COVID-19, you have a funeral mass at 3:00, and you're back in your house at 4:45, and you're just left just 5, 6 people just sitting in a room wondering, like, what are we going to do with this grief? Because, like in all Irish families, you have 7 children. You have 7 different stories of what it is with the relationship with the parent. But in COVID-19, there's no hiding space in grief. That's all the way I can really put it. So we're just coming to terms with it. It's very difficult, and this is not just about my story or anyone else's story. There's so many people out there that have experienced this. I met a girl in the supermarket yesterday, and she was even telling me, her mother died of COVID-19. They never discussed even cremating her mother, and they had to go through all of that. And a friend's husband died, and, I just could empathise so much with what that was like because I've gone through it myself.
My word, I have to say your story is just heartbreaking to listen to, and I think it is just one example of so many similar stories and feelings that people are having out there at the moment. It really is so sad that we don't, as you say, celebrate in the traditional manner. I have to leave it there, Ina, this afternoon. I
Yeah,
just want to
thank
come.
you.
I want to come back just to remind people
Yeah.
again. Helping Hands
Okay.
in Grief. You can call. I have the two numbers here. I'm going to give them out again in a moment, and either Ina or Rachel will answer. And if you want to post a message, you haven't that ability at the moment through technology or whatever, they'd be delighted to help anybody listening this afternoon. Ina,
Jerry, thank
we
you.
think of you. May your mother rest in peace. Marie McCrumlish, I'm
thank God.
sure so many people remember. She was a
Yeah.
great lady, and what a businesswoman on Trinity Street in Drogheda. Thank you for taking our call,
Thanks,
Ina.
Jerry. God bless.
Take
Thank
care of
you.
yourself.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's Ina McCrumlish there. Oh my, what a story. Couldn't but be touched by that, could you? Oh, it'd bring a tear for sure. Stay with us on Late Lunch.